overwhelming, to say the least. I do want to start, however, by recognizing a number of people in the room whose honor and prestige, whose co-ed fraternity I'm blessed enough to have the opportunity to join, and that's the current Hall of Fame members for the IATA. Could you please stand at this time to be recognized? Thank you to the board. You work very hard on a daily basis, and many people in this room understand how much hard work goes into not only an event like this, but to keep an association afloat and keep an association running smoothly. So thank you for your hard work and leadership. Obviously, thanks go out to Kristen and Jennifer for taking extra time. They both work very hard in their jobs and taking extra time to nominate me for this prestigious award. It really means a lot to me. It's very heartfelt to understand that you thought this much of me to nominate me, and so I thank you for that. Congratulations to Ted and Kathy, both very deserving of their honors today as well. It's really outstanding. I want to thank the IATA. This is a great association. You welcomed me in 2002 from the state of Michigan, where I was active there in Illinois. I wanted to hit the ground running, and without question, it was a family that welcomed me. It's a family that's grown, and I really feel like this is a group of people that I'm most comfortable around. This is my family, both immediate and extended. It's really unique on days like today, and I feel like I just float around the room, the hallways, because, again, this is a group that I have so much in common with. Everybody here shares something with me, and that's our love for this profession. And so it's great to be a part of your family. Thank you for welcoming me in. It is an ultimate comfort zone for me, and I've really tried to take the best from each of the mentors that I've had. And many of the mentors that I had, or have had in the profession, have come from the state of Illinois. You've certainly given me much more than I'm ever going to be able to contribute. When I got started, initially Donna Wisely taught me how to be vice president. Steve McInerney taught me how to be president. Those two things meant a lot to me, and it really allowed me to, again, like I said, hit the ground running. It's really special to have shared time with the two of you. John Watt and Rich Carey were very early mentors, two men that I looked up to immediately because I knew them from the region of the Great Lakes Athletic Training Association, knew all the things that they had accomplished, and two people that I kind of gravitated toward and just watched them as they carried themselves around different athletic training events, and so they've always meant a lot to me. Other board members, and one of the tougher things about standing up here in a situation like this is to forget someone, but many people have touched me directly, and other people on the IATA board, Kathy Powell, Sully Sullivan, Eric and Kristen Streeter, Bill Fry, Ted Hirschfeld, the late Ann Banfield, and many others, Matt Marzullo included, really were people that worked very hard with me, worked very hard on behalf of the association, and again, like I said, they taught me a lot more than I could ever teach them in terms of how to be a professional. Volunteerism is important, and the professionalism that goes along with volunteerism, I hope students don't take lightly, and I know you've heard me and other people talk about this. I started as a student, and I've enjoyed every award banquet I've ever been to, and I'm that nerd in the corner who takes the program and I'm jotting notes more feverishly than I do in lectures. And it's these kind of situations where, again, you learn about our profession at its very core. And so from the IATA, I've learned that. I've learned that responsibility is ours to make it better, and that's what's happened. We have a purpose, and our purpose does matter, and it shows today throughout the event. This is an honor that certainly is one that goes to my staff. It goes to my staff at Northwestern of 14 certified athletic trainers, amazingly talented athletic trainers, 4 of whom are here today to share this with me. I'd like to ask the 4 of them to stand at this time and be introduced. Laney Bradford is an athletic trainer. You have to stand now, Laney. And Melissa and Jennifer and Danielle. Laney's an athletic trainer who has been a person that I've really relied on as a rock on my staff. I brought Laney in as a part of my staff a few years back, and he's been outstanding. Melissa is a person that I accepted, or that accepted me, as well as Danielle when I started at Northwestern. Both of them were open arms and willing to take on this, this young goofball from eastern Michigan. What's a Huron and what's an Eagle? They had no idea, I think, what they were getting into, but it's been a great ride with the two of them. And then Jennifer, you met earlier. They're associate levels on our staff at Northwestern. It's great to have them here. And then before I talk any more about my staff, I want to introduce Brad Robert. Brad is here as well to share in the day. Brad, please stand. Brad's the Senior Associate Athletic Director. Brad is number 2 in charge. Jim Phillips gets all the headlines. Brad Robert does all the work. And Brad is not only a great friend, but has been a huge mentor for me administratively. And I thank you, Brad, for being here. From my staff, it's certainly a level of support that I could not succeed in anything outside of the day-to-day without their support. They have never doubted me. Their faith and trust in me and my desire to lead has been so important, to be able to volunteer and to contribute. They've had great faith in me, they've trusted me, and with that faith and trust, I've been able to strengthen my own confidence in what I'm able to do, because the support has always been there. The support of, the 14 of them, and certainly the 4 that are here to share this with me today, it means so much. They're committed to each other, which is important and unique, and they're committed to the values that we share as a staff, and that's important and unique, and I hope that they understand how important that is. I think they do. And above all, they respect each other, and that's certainly important in our profession. They respect each other's own individual values, and so this is an honor that absolutely is my staff's honor, not necessarily an individual honor. It's also very special to be able to share this type of an award with family, and so I'd like to introduce some of my family that's able to share this time with me. No truer are a couple of phrases to me. Not only does it take a village to raise one athletic trainer, and it certainly has, but it's also true that humble beginnings can really instill a drive and compassion that can lead you to greater things. And my humble beginnings have really taught me a lot. My start as an athletic trainer was quite humble. It was a post Sunday mass at church, and I was in the car with my dad, and if you know anything about the extrovert that I've become, I get that from my dad and my mom. So we were waiting for, it really is not that funny. It's just true. So my dad and I were in the car waiting for my mom, who was working in the courtyard, and so we waited 10, 15 minutes, and in the course of that time, the head football coach walked up to the car and asked if I had any interest in taping the football team, and I thought, well, it sounds good. I don't know how to work a video camera, but I'm all for it. And that's exactly what I thought, exactly what I said. And he said, no, we're interested in having someone like you who doesn't do a fall sport. Back in the day, there was not a lot of control for asthma. And so, yeah, the old asthmatic can't play football or run cross country. The truth is I weighed a lot less than Jonah and Evan, and football wasn't going to be for me. And really the cross country was impeded by my asthma. And so I played some winter sport to spring sport, but I had nothing to do in the fall. So he was serious about this, and so 3 or 4 classes later in the summer of my sophomore years, when I became an athletic trainer, and instant love was something that really melded what we all talk about early on in our careers, medicine and sports. And so very humble beginnings from someone who thought he was going to be videotaping a football practice to someone who can stand before you today. My parents are here. Roger and Sandy, please stand and be recognized. They've taught me a lot, but they certainly taught me that perseverance is most important. It's what will help you to succeed. It's more about perseverance than it is about drive and talent. And again, from those humble beginnings, you learn a lot. You learn that hard work and honesty is the way to go, and I learned that both directly and indirectly from watching them carry themselves. They certainly, Jennifer noted it, taught me how to play hard, but obviously how to work hard. The two can go hand in hand, and that leads to balance. And obviously, my dad repeatedly talked about never doing things halfway. He had a different phrase. It's a little bit profanity laced, but you just absolutely never do anything halfway, and that's really guided me, throughout my career. So thank you very much. My sister is here with her family, Corey, Reese, and Lauren. I'd like for them to stand. My sister Tina has been my biggest fan, and she's been very encouraging for me throughout my career, but really our entire life, and very encouraging me from the very start. And I appreciated it then only a little bit, and I appreciate it a lot more in the last few years. I've seen the look in Genevieve's eyes when she looks up to Jonah in heaven. So thank you. My brother can't be here because he lives in Virginia, so I just want to recognize him as well. As a little brother, you're always chasing after your big brother's admiration. That's without question something that has been a part of my life, and so thank you, Todd. My mother and father in love are here as well, so I'd like Dave and Tammy to stand and be recognized. You can tell the support that they provide. They both sets of families drove 9 hours to be here, so that tells you everything you need to know. But they've always been very quick to tell me how good of a job I'm doing as a dad, how good of a job I do as a professional. They're very reinforcing and extremely supportive, so it's great to have them here today. Obviously, the three that mean a lot to me are here as well, so Miss Genevieve has been waiting weeks for this, so Genevieve, please stand. Evan and Jonah, please stand. Without question, the ultimate privilege and honor that I have is something that happens to me on a daily basis, and if you're a parent in the audience, you know this, and that's just simply be called Dad. The Energizer Bunny thing comes up a lot, and I get accused of that, and they're really the source for my rejuvenation on a daily basis. My ability to recharge my battery comes from them. They do inspire me daily to have balance and to maintain that, because I need to be able to get away, and they're certainly my magnet to bring me away. I've been able to share my opportunities at work with them, and that's been outstanding. I encourage everyone to do that. A lot of you do that. And a lot of you see that on our sidelines. It started with Jonah, and now with Evan. And the rule is, if you work our sideline as the water person, you can work it as long as you're standing on the platform to rise above and see above the player's head. So as long as you're short enough, basically, or vertically challenged enough to have to stand on the platform, so whatever this high is, you can still do it. So Jonah, he coached that, and then on to Evan, he passed it on. So Evan's about there, and it's about time to turn over to Genevieve, and Genevieve's probably got a little different standard. Once she, instead of this, I'm more concerned about this, and once this happens, she's done. But it is great. It's great to be able to see the looks on their face. We, of course, know what we get caught up in on a day-in, day-out basis. But when you make that walk across the field after the game, win or lose, and you congratulate or wish luck to the opposing athletic trainer if you're in a football venue, you do that. And when you do that with your kids next to you, you turn around and you see Evan and look on his face, win or lose, is something that you remember those things, because we get caught up in it. It's great to see the groundiness of some of the things emotionally that can get lost in our profession. So that's always really something special for me. Athletic training certainly has enhanced my life, and there's no question that my 3 children will define my life. I'd like to introduce my wife, Beth, who many of you have met, but many of you have not. So Beth, please stand. Beth's provided me unwavering support is an understatement.